Hello everybody, welcome to the second race of the iGPFun tournament. Today we are racing at Watkins Glen. It's the classic configuration, no chicanes, plenty of draft. We expect a lot of action on track for this 32 laps, approximately 45 minutes race. Let's look at the grid. Francesco Magg2 won the pole position, 1:22.4, very fast time, of course, realized with a draft. Beside him, Davide Gracci. His performance is improving constantly, he's doing very well. Behind them on the second row is Zabel Fair. He did a very good race at Silverstone, very exciting with plenty of overtakes. And Matt Dafoe, first race for him in the iGPFun tournament. Third row for Luca Varani and Clarke Wiliams with a green and black car. Then there is Christian Manzini, the winner of the Silverstone race. He is starting 7th with 1:22.8, and Dulion Boldrin is beside him. Position 9 for Luca Agretti and 10 Lucas Dereschi. 11 on the grid is Sergio Sabbatini. First race for him as well with the iGPFun. And Cosimo Monti behind him. Gianni Sellito, position 13th, and Conrad Meko. He was on pole position at Silverstone. He is only 14th today, probably failed to get a good draft during the half an hour qualify section. Behind them, Stefan Niedegger and John Barrows, position 17 for Massimo Bindi, another guy that did very well at Silverstone. He finished 4th, battling it out with 2 or 3 other guys for the whole race. Adam Bradshaw is sitting behind him, struggling to adapt to a new car for him, the Skip Barber Formula 2000. He comes from the Spec Racer Ford. Position 19 for Giacomo Ponte. Jan Fischer is 20th. Then we have Jose, Carlos Campodonico, Deben Van Dam, Arthur Hermont, the Brazilian, followed by Fabio Locarno, and the last spot on the grid for Fabio Russo. Let's see if I can hear the engine starting to revs, Iron and Iron. They are actually started. Everybody is moving towards the first corner. Very clean start as usual in the iGPFun tournament. People are still side by side through the 90, the first right-hander. Very important to have a good exit for the uphill S's here at this stage, and then the long back straight coming up. We expect a lot of action on this straight, a lot of overtaking. Drivers will want to exploit the draft and pass each other. You can see the group of cars diving into the carousel right now. 2 by 2, 3 cars side by side, still no problem. Davide Gracci is as the lead. There is going to be plenty of swapping for position. We are not going to follow all of them. The drivers are now moving towards turn 6. Very tricky left-hander, easy to lose the car over here at this corner. And finally, turn 7, the final right-hander. The leading pack is single file. the back of the field is running too wide, but driver seems to be starting to have fun. Let's see if we can get the driver information going. Yes, you can see the speed. You're gonna see a big increase thanks to the draft. Now Francesco with the blue car is going side by side a little too early. This is not the best way to gain speed on the straight. Drivers are switching left to right, getting to the drafts, but many of them will probably be lifting at this stage just to avoid any troubles. 32 laps, plenty of time to overtake. Going side by side through a carousel, as you can see it now. It's not very fast, of course. Everybody will stay together, although Gianni Salito with a yellow and orange car at the bottom seems to be a little behind. Just to give you an idea how close these cars are, right now there are 10 cars within 1.8 seconds. That's a lot of close racing. Drivers need to be very careful. You can see cars. Oh, this is Varani letting Manzini with a yellow car on the inside. It just remained wide on turn 1. Manzini started 7th, I believe, so he's up. But now, of course, Varani will have the draft. And he got his position back. Very wide. We expect this sort of side-by-side racing for the whole race, really. Maggi, in the meantime, is back in the lead. No accidents, no problem for any of the 25 cars, I believe. Somebody just said that. Somebody went into the sand. It was a red car. I didn't quite see who the driver was. Just looking at the standings. Probably Arthur Hermont. That's Varani and Sabban slowing down. I believe there was contact between the two at turn 2. A gap opened up in the group. Let's see if we can see a replay of what happened. Let's move back a little more. Zabol with a white car. He just rear-ended Clarke Wiliams in the green car. So Varani went on the inside. Oh, there was indeed contact. And there seemed to be damage on Varani's car. Let's see if we can see. What happens to the car. So I was told there was damage to the left rear tire. Let's see. So you can see the position of the tire is here. Now there is contact, and yes, the tire is now bent. So Varani will have lost speed and probably turning power. This is only the ability to go through corners quickly. This is only lap 4. It's probably going to be a long race for him, actually. Alright, going back to the group of cars, Massimo Bindi is the cars behind. We are going 3 wide into the carousel, position 10 or thereabouts. You can see the position keep changing all the time. It's almost impossible for me to tell you who is doing what, really. Davide Gracci is actually in the lead. You can see him marked down as position 2. That's a problem with the overlays. We're using iRacing 2 overlays. It's a great program. I really love it, but there are some glitches when you use it for replays. Let's see if we can fix the problem. You can see the group of cars. Somebody was waving left and right quite a lot. Now the 2 white cars, it was Sergio Sabbatini in the yellow, in the white, red and green car. He was passing Sabog Fair. Maybe his car was damaged with the previous accident. Christian Manzini, meanwhile, is up to 3rd place, together with just behind the 2 leaders. I was looking at the top speed. The purple car of Varani seemed to have lost a few kilometers per hour on the straight. He will not be able to pull too many passes. Right now we have 12 cars all together, so 12 cars within 3 seconds. It's, as I say, close racing as always at Watkins Glen. Manzini, let's see if we can get an image from the gearbox. Just the cars behind him. A lot of close racing, as you can see. This is Cosimo Monti looking towards Clarke Wiliams, who just overtook Varani, the purple car. Sergio Sabbatini looking back to Massimo Bindi. Just let's keep these cameras going. Just to see the action on the back straight. We're heading towards it. Lap 6 out of 32. You can read the positions on the top ticker. Manzini getting on the draft and overtaking, whereas Conrad Meko is doing the same with Francesco Magg2. So Manzini is in the lead. The winner from Silverstone. Took him 6 laps to reach the 1st position in this race. All the cars still together, a lot of cars together, as you can see. Cosimo Monti, he started I don't remember, I believe it was 14th position on the grid, is up to 5th place. Overtaking certainly not a problem in this track. Actually, the only thing drivers need to be careful about is that, oh, somebody's spinning, sorry, not spitting, hopefully. That was Sergio Sabbatini, all by himself, it seems, on the first corner. Yeah, he seemed to lock in under braking. Nobody got collected, luckily. So I was saying it's very important that drivers work together. If you can do a lot of side-by-side racing on this track, but it's gonna hurt your lap time. And right now, Manzini and Magg2, the first two places, are trying to work together and go ahead and open a gap, whereas behind them it was three wide, Monti, Gracci and Maggi into the carousel. That's actually playing in the hands of Manzini and Magg2. Still, not too much of a lead. It's 1.1 second between Magg2 and Monti. There is still the effect of a draft, but these drivers need to work together to catch the two leaders back. Turn 1, not a place to overtake. Don't do it, Davide. Yeah, Davide is challenging Monti for third place, but in all honesty, somebody else was spinning. Sorry, who was? Sorry, I didn't quite catch. Who spun back there? Yeah, let's not go on the replay. I apologize. It was an orange car. It was not Massimo Bindi. I didn't recognize the car. So I was saying, turn 1, there is no point in overtaking. It's much better to sit behind and just wait for the back straight. Meanwhile, it was Conrad Magg2 running wide at the carousel. Let's look at the replay. Conrad Magg2 is following Manzini in the draft. Just a little too fast into the corner. Understeering wide. Nice control, but now Manzini is alone ahead without a draft, and the people behind him are fighting all the time. So that's exactly the same thing that happened at Silverstone and let Manzini run away with him. You can see Magg2 and Gracci going side by side in this couple of corners, and look at how far ahead Christian Manzini is going. And they are insisting still side by side through T1. They are going to lose a lot of speed. Look at the gap that Manzini was able to open, 2.4 seconds now. Lap 9, plus it 1/3 of the race, and still side by side. That's good driving, but it's really not fast. They're also closing the whole racetrack. You can see that the other cars actually have no place to go. They don't want to make it free wide. They are lifting on the straights and on the straight, and again still too wide, and Manzini is just moving at Magg2. A little wobble again. The last of this group of 6 cars is Varani. Despite the damage to the car, is hanging onto the group thanks to the draft, of course. The second group of cars is about 1 second behind Varani. Here they are, Massimo Bindi, position 8. Actually, they are gaining on the drivers up front, whereas Stefan Niedegger just overtook Zabelkfer on turn 1. So I was saying Massimo Bindi is actually gaining on the drivers ahead. This is just what fighting for one entire lap gives you. Manzini is alone right now and out of the draft. They're making it 3 wide. That's very good car control with no accidents or anything, but Conrad Meko, Francesco Maggi and Davide Gracci made it 3 wide through the carousel. A lot of we're losing a lot of time. 124.9, 124.8 the last lap. You can read it at the bottom. We're gonna wait for the start-finish line to see what they did in the previous lap, and then we're gonna look at Christian, the yellow car up front. 124.0, so a little faster this time around, but Christian Manzini 123.4, 7/10 of the second is now 4 seconds ahead of position to Conrad Meko. Behind them there was actually a slight contact between Clarke Wiliams and Cosimo Monti. I was told, here they are, just a slight touch getting into turn 6. A little fast. Monti was spinning, Lucas Derek was spinning, and Clarke Wiliams was off track. So this is actually the first serious incident of the race on lap 11. Let's see if we can see the action from Varani's cockpit. It seemed to be right behind the 2 cars. I have to move back. Here they are, a little. Slight touch. Varani is avoiding them. Bindi, very good driving by Bindi, avoiding both the cars on the outside, and Lucas Dereski that was spinning on the inside. Let's see the action. Yes, very good car control, very good car avoidance. So 3 cars up front now. Christian Manzini is the leader, and he just started lap 11, I believe, if the information I get is correct. He has a very significant lead, 4.2 seconds over Conrad Meko, now in second place, being attacked by Francesco Maggi on the outside of the S's. Francesco should really wait a little more before getting out of the draft. Davide Gracci pulling up behind them. Big draft for him, of course. We are fighting for second place. Of course, Francesco Maggi finished second at Silverstone. Christian Manzini was first. I believe Davide Gracci was 7th and Conrad Meko was 10th. These 3 drivers are still driving side by side. Sorry, I apologize. Every time we switch camera, the driver changes actually as well. So behind position 2, 3 and 4 there is another small group of cars. Massimo Bindi up in 5th place, the orange car number 18. He started 18th or 17th on the grid, something like that, so he made a great comeback. Somebody just lightly touching the grass, no big deal. So there is Massimo, followed by the white car of Szabolcs Fair, position 6 for him now. 7 is Varani with a purple car, and position 8, the other purple car, purple and grey, is Stefan Nidegger. Apologies, I keep getting the names wrong. And Stefan actually gained 3 places on a single stretch of road. Still side-by-side action for the first 3 cars, a lot of racing, and behind them, as you can see, another group of 4 cars. Let's see if we can get them on the camera. Is Giacomo Ponte. He started 19th. He is up to 9th place now. The black Star Wars themed car. Clarke Wiliams, after the small accident, is down in 10th place, followed by Cosimo Monti with a white and red car, and Adam Brescio is moving up the field as well. He's doing well. So this is the battle for 9th place. Let's see, Clarke Wiliams attacking, and then we will move to up to the field again. And you can see a lot of side-by-side action all the time. In the background you can see the yellow car of Giannis a little wide. Clarke he will have lost time, whereas just up ahead people keep swapping positions, driver keeps swapping positions, of course. Massimo Bindi seems to have gained some ground on the Francesco Magg2, Davide Gracchi and Conrad Mekon, position 2, 3 and 4. They keep fighting each other. 1:23.2 the lap time for Massimo Bindi. Davide Gracchi 1:24.3, again 1 full second. There seems to be a 7 cars group seems to be forming again. Meanwhile, Christian Manzini is all alone, lapping in 23.9, and he is now 6 seconds almost ahead of these guys. Drivers are respecting each other a lot. They're giving each other a lot of respect. Nobody is making dumb moves, it seems. There have been accidents or slight contacts under braking, but with so many cars close to each other, it sort of happens. It's another group of cars. This is Cosimo Monti now in 9th place. Let's see, his gap from the car ahead is actually 6 seconds, with a rather significant gap. But meanwhile we have 7 cars group fighting for 2nd place and still driving side by side on the old track. This is why Christian is moving ahead. Look at how close these 5 cars are. Let's hope that everybody keeps a cool head. It seems so. Yeah, we're driving well. Nothing to say about the car control. We are not causing accidents or anything. We are just losing a lot of speed. Turn 6 coming up, you don't want to go side by side through it as we're doing right now. You really need to slow down a lot. Meanwhile, it was Bindi going off by himself. Let's see. What did he do? This is getting out of a carousel. Turn 6, just he had to correct too much opposite block. Yeah, possibly had slight touch with a tire wall, but just a little. I don't think he had any damage, but he certainly lost a lot of time. It's Francesco Magg2, position 4th, going on the inside of Conrad. A lot of oversteer, you see, they are side by side. This is from the car of Stefan Niedegger. You see how easy it is to lose time. Zabok Ferrer, we saw him, the white car, in the mirrors. Here he is on the outside, and Davide Gracci now is moving away. So it seems he's out of a draft, it seems. Christian Manzini, 7 seconds up from Davide Gracci, which is now 1.8 seconds in front of these other guys. Meanwhile, we are halfway through the race. I think it's lap 16, if my information is correct. Zabok Ferrer, white car, spinning and collecting, I think it was Francesco Magg2. Still another spin on turn 6. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Getting out of the carousel, let me switch to another camera. No contact or anything, seems to. Oh, maybe he was forced wide by Conrad Meko and just lost it, unfortunately, on the curb on the outside. Heavy contact with the tire wall. You can see his rear wing is damaged, and Francesco Magg2, unfortunately, was collected. Francesco Magg2 is now down to 11th place, so the group is now split. All these cars, I think, lost contact with each other. There is no draft anymore. This is Stefan Niedegger. Stefan, don't know how to pronounce it, sorry. He is overtaking Varani with a damaged left rear. .9, of course, the lap time due to the accident just in front of these drivers on the previous lap. Whereas this gave an opportunity to Massimo Bindi on the orange car and the 4 guys behind him, Monti, Ponte and Breccio and Clarke Wiliams, to catch up to them, really. This is Bindi and the orange car. The other guys. So, lap 18. My lap counter says 16, so let's see if I can reset it and still see what happens. Lap 18, okay, now it's correct. Clarke Wiliams is front wing is missing as well. I'm just noticing it. He probably has some slight problem controlling the car. The front wing is not really essential on these cars, but then again, it's better to have it on. Oh, and another spin. It's 3 cars involved, still in the same corner. Sorry for that. It was, again, turn 6, cars spinning out by themselves. We had quite a few accidents, more than we had at Silverstone. So that was Giacomo Ponte spinning and collecting, or actually forcing Clarke Wiliams and Adam Bradshaw into taking evasive actions. So, Christian Manzini is our leader. Significant advantage over second place, Davide Gracchi, 8.6 seconds, as you can see here. The lap times are wrong, of course. This is the race time. They will be corrected when the cars drive over the straight finish line for lap 19. $123.5 for Christian. And this again, number 23, the yellow car. So, behind him is Davide Gracchi, in second place. I keep missing the cameras, sorry for that. So Davide Gracchi, second place, driving by himself. He has a 2 seconds advantage over Konrad Meko. So all these guys are out of the draft. If they can just race at a good pace, they will not be caught by the other drivers. Little boring for the race, but I guess they actually might enjoy a bit of relax. Position 4 keeps changing. Right now is Luca Varani with a damaged car, 124.5. That's not a quick time. There are Varani and Niederger just behind him are swapping position every lap on the back straight, but they're just slow. Varani bottoming out on the curb there on T1. So we're saying they are slow and they are being caught by position 6. Cosimo Monti working in tandem with Massimo Bindi. They are gaining more than 1 second per lap over Varani and Niederger in our couple of laps and there will be 4 cars together. You can see the dirt accumulating on Monti's car. Bindi just passed him for position 7. As usual, position change just about every lap. Position 8, Clarke Wiliams by himself, 2.4 seconds over Giacomo Ponte. Again, no draft. This was due to the spin that we saw on turn 6. 10th place for Adam Brescio. He started 20th, I think, on the grid or somewhere nearby, so very good race, very good performance for him. Francesco Magg2, 11th place after being involved in the spin of Zabolsk at turn 6. Matt Defo, he started 4th, he's down to 12th place, so not a great race for him. Position 13, 14, 15, Jan Fischer, Sergio Sabbatini. Jan Fischer, actually, that was an orange car spinning out in T1 some 10 laps ago. Now I recognize it, little late, sorry for that. He's a new driver, so was not used to his livery. Very nice livery, actually. Orange, black and white car. So these 3 guys are having fun, it seems. Position 16 for Arthur Hermont. We're gonna follow this passing maneuver and then we're gonna move back through the field. About 200 kilometers per hour, the top speed on the main straight, as you could see. Okay, so position 16, 17, 18, it's Luca Gretti on the grey card, Arthur Hermont on the red car, and Gianni Sellito on the yellow car. We are battling it out. It's an enjoyable track to race on. Plenty of passing, plenty of side-by-side racing, as you can see. Julian Boldrin, position 19th, followed by Lucas Tereschi after the spin early on is in position 20th, position 21 for Deben Van Dam. And then we had 4 cars, Jose Campodonico, Fabio Russo, John Burrows and Fabio Locarno that are actually out of the race. Let's move back to the fight for position 4 to 7. Is now Cosimo Monti, position 4. So Monti and Bindi did catch Varani and Niedegger. Let's stay with these guys for a while. The top 3 are just running by themselves. Manzini, Gracci and Meko. Again, as you can see, Varani is, despite the draft, Varani is about 10 kilometers per hour slower than Bindi. That's a significant difference on this track. Stefan seems to be dropping back just a little, but it's very easy to catch up with the draft. Getting into turn 6. Bindi in the orange car, now leading this group. 25, another 7 to go. This is Bindi looking back. Look at the draft with Stefan attacking on the outside. Varani must be somewhere behind him. Here he is. Now there is Monti. He could attack Varani, but you can see he's just lifting and letting the purple car back in line. It's good driving by these four pilots. They're working together. Turn 1. Bindi goes wider than the three cars behind him. Let's see if we can look at the speed difference of this. There is a draft. Still, Varani is gaining a little. It's about 3 kilometers faster, and now it's not anymore. Just 2 by 2. Get into a carousel. Now it's Varani leading this small group of cars. Wobbled by Bindi. Bindi lost control and Varani had to brake behind him. It actually slowed down. Let's see a replay. Meanwhile, Cosimo Monti is passing Bindi on the first corner. So let's look at the replay. This is from the nose of Cosimo Monti. Let's get the replay out of the way. Yeah, Bindi is sideways. Varani touches the brake and gets sideways himself. Once again, turn 6. Always the difficult corner. This is from the nose of Stefan Nideger. Stefan, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay. Varani clearly out of the draft run right now. So it seems it's gonna be a 3 cars battle for position 4. Francesco Magg and Clarke Wiliams and Adam Bradshaw, sorry, not Clarke Wiliams. Are very close, position 10 and 11. Francesco was second at Silverstone, not a strong performance on this track. Apologies for that, for coughing. Again, if I may say so, it's not worth getting side by side through the S's. It's not the fastest way to go around this track. They're just making it easier for Matt Defoe behind them to catch them. Moving back to the fight for 4th place. Stefan is now leading this small pack. Lap 28. 5 laps to go. Race is almost over. We'll see. All the positions seems fixed, just about. Christian Manzini is solidly in 1st place, 10 seconds advantage over Davide Gracci. He can. So big slide there by Cosimo, the white and red car. So Christian is 10 seconds ahead of Davide Gracci. 2nd place for him, 2 seconds ahead of Konrad Meko. And then another 4 seconds to get to these cars. Let's show the leaders on camera. We never quite see them, but actually they deserve. Christian is driving very well once again. So this is Christian Manzini. Let's see if we can get into his cockpit. Sorry, when I switch camera, the driver changes as well. Let's watch Christian driving for 1 lap around the Glen. You can see the speed at the bottom left, as well as the lap time of the previous lap. Turn 1, 90 degrees. Exiting this corner is very, very important because you carry the speed for a long time. Lap 30, meanwhile, 3 laps to go. There are a couple of fights. Let's move back to the 3 guys. Battle for 4th place. Not sure why this changed. Apologies. The cars up front are lapped, but here position 8 and 9 is Giacomo Ponte on the outside and Clarke Wiliams. We are having a nice scrap as well for the last 2 laps. Wiliams taking the inside for the first corner is just backs off. Smart move. Whereas let's move to the battle for 4th place. It's 2 laps to go. I have no idea who can actually finish on top over here. Now my counter says 2 laps to go. Yeah, that's confirmation at the top. Sorry, now we get the black flight, the checkered flag, so this is actually the last lap. Whoa, Bindi went wide, and I think there is contact between Bindi and Niedegger. Let's go back a little. Apologies, I missed the last lap once again. I can only say that my lap counter was saying 2 to go. So this is the last lap. Position 4 is Stefan Niedegger with a grey and purple car. Cosimo Monti behind him. Massimo Bindi now in position 6. Free wide makes perfect sense. It's the last lap, and this is a replay, of course. We have seen Bindi getting wide on the grass on the outside of a carousel. Big slide by Cosimo. Very good car control, forcing Massimo wide. 1 place lost. Then there is Stefan having a go on the inside. Slowing down on the exit, of course. Nowhere to go for Massimo. There is slight contact. Let's see, Ponte and Williams, last lap for them as well. On the last corner, this was the last corner, and Giacomo Ponte makes it position 8. So let me read you the final standings. Christian Manzini, 2nd win in a row for him. 2nd place for Davide Gracci. Conrad Meko on position 3. 4th place for Cosimo Monti. Stefan Niedegger in 5th. Massimo Bindi. A couple of tenths of a second separating them on the finish line on the penultimate corner. Position 7 for Luca Varani. Giacomo Ponte is 8. Clarke Wiliams is 9. Francesco Magg2 back up to 10th place after the 2nd place at Silverstone. Matt Defo, 11th place for him. Position 12 for Zabol Fair. Sergio Sabbatini behind him. Dulion Boldrin 14th. Jan Fischer 15. Luca Gretti 16th. He started 9th, so not a great race for him. Lucas Dereschi in 17th place. Arthur Hermont, Giannis and Litto. Adam Bradshaw finished 20th. It was 10th, just a few laps from the end. He must have had some problems. Deben Van Dam, 21. 22, José Campodonico. Then Fabio Russo, John Borrows, and Fabio Locarno. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Apologies for all the glitches with the lap counter as usual. I hope you had fun watching. It certainly was a entertaining race for me. And next race is gonna be at Laguna Seca, very different track, much more of a driver track. It's not going to be draft battles, it's going to be driving through some very difficult corners. Thanks again, see you next time, goodbye.